So I'm ready to swing the rear end in. I got all new hardware, new leaf springs. What we really need to get done though is put the fluid in first, and then we're going to attach the brake line itself. We're using a stainless steel line from Rough Country. It should all work out really good, and it's probably going to last a lot longer than the rubber did. So here's our line from Rough Country. Like I said, it's a stainless steel braided hose. This will probably be a little bit nicer than the rubber. We're going to go ahead and install this and put some tape over this so it doesn't leak in the meantime. I didn't really show the install of this stuff, but I'm just putting the new wheel cylinders in, new brake line on. Everything's coming along pretty smoothly. And pretty soon I'll be able to put the stainless line back in, and then we'll go ahead, cinch this all down here and put it together, and then we're going to swing it up underneath the truck and start putting together the leaf springs over there. Alright, so we got the new cylinders installed. Unfortunately, Rough Country sent us a defective brake line, so I had to use the rubber hose. It's a brand new one, so we're good for right now. All stainless line, and another wheel cylinder over here, all made by Dorman. Couldn't find anything better than Dorman, so that's what's going to go back up underneath. Now we're going to go ahead and fill the differential up with new fluid. We're going to use the 80W90 gear oil for that. Alright, so to fill this up, we're going to crack this open. And there it be. It's opened up. We're going to go ahead and put 80W90 in it. We officially put 2.5 quarts of 80W90 in there. We're good to go. Now all we got to do is get the leaf springs on. Once the leaf springs are on and put together, then we can go ahead and slide the rear axle back underneath and start putting this all back together, and maybe be able to move the truck today, but I don't know. I have to get a U-joint, and I don't think I have one here for that, so we'll see. So we got our leaf springs laid out here. This one here, so it's very self-explanatory here. All you got to do is put this one in through. I like to put my bolt heads from the back, so that way you can pound it out from the front if you ever have to take it apart again. Same with this one here. Goes on the side that's a little bit more rounded, more upward than this side. This side's a little bit shorter. This side comes way up. This is the side the shaft goes on. Make sure you're facing it this way. That way this line here for the casting is facing downward. That's the way it was the other way. It has never been taken apart before, so we're just putting it back together the way it would have came apart. Okay, now that these are properly together, what we're going to do is go ahead and go back underneath the truck over there, and we're going to put new shock boots on the truck. I have them sitting right here. put these on for now. Kind of upset that the shock boot doesn't fit actually over this sleeve here. I'm just gonna leave this right now, this the way it is, and I have other shock boots that are gonna be going in anyway from the other lift kit, so we're not even gonna worry about this because this is coming out probably in about 2 months. I messed up the first part. I didn't get a good enough video there. Alright, let's go ahead and install the other leaf spring on the driver's side now. We're going to go ahead and get that going. So, as you can see, we got our leaf springs at least up in the air right now. Both brand new leaves and shackles there. And we're ready to go ahead and begin tightening some stuff down here. And I'm going to be able to bring over the rear axle. That way we can get it mounted up under here, get the shocks reattached, get the sway bar set up. And then the last thing we're going to do, obviously, is get the brake fluid in, bleed the brakes, put new brakes on, and we're going to make this thing roll, hopefully today. I got a new Spicer U-joint today too, so it should be good. so we got everything pretty much to the point where it's just about ready to go for the rear end. You know, I left some things loosen up a little bit so we have play. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the old clip for the brake line that goes up to the actual line itself. So we're going to get that removed now. So here's my issue. I can't get this clip out of here for the brake line. Should be able to, but it is so rusted in there, it's unreal. We got to get this out of here so I can put the new hose in and put the new clip on. I got it out. As you can see, boy, that is bad. It's just so rusty. It's ridiculous. But that's what happens when it sits under there for 30 years. I don't even think this hose has ever been changed. Good thing we're changing it. So my dad helped me out here. We found an adapter to make this rough country line that seems defective work because they accidentally tapped the side bigger than what it should be, because both sides of these brake lines are the same that connect to the brake hose on the rear differential. A big deal in this, we just put this adapter in here. Now this hose is going to actually work, and it's for a 6-inch lift kit, which will be perfect. We also covered both of our ends here in plastic for when we bring it over to the dirt and set it down. We don't mess it all up, and it'll look nice after it's all put together. Now what I'm going to do is start assembling it, putting it together, and then I'm going to tighten down everything together at once. We're going to get the axle under there, tighten the springs, and then the rear sway bar. So we're much closer to having an actual rolling chassis again and being able to move the truck. Almost got everything cinched down here for the rear differential. Next thing I got to do is like line everything up for the rear end, and then what I'm going to do is start putting the shocks back on, get the rear sway bar attached, get the end links attached, and we'll be probably pretty good to go. That side over there is pretty well lined up. Right now I'm working on just finishing this up here. And like I said, we'll go with the shocks next and getting them squared away. Let's take it off. That looks good so far. Wow. Look at that. It is like brand new under here. I'll tell you, it's really nice looking. I'm happy with that. Okay, to save some time on the filming, I went ahead and I got everything up underneath there. Shocks are attached, everything like that's attached. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the brake lines on this. So it looks pretty awesome. I really think it's cool. I can't wait to get the wheels on and get this thing backed out here maybe tonight. As stated before here, our stainless steel line wasn't really going to work. It is defective technically, but we put an adapter in there instead. My dad gave me that suggestion. Put the adapter in there, and we're just going to run it like that. And I'm going to put it back in, and the way it goes, yep, it's going to be sweet. This part here, we are using power stop brakes. Got new drums, we have new brake shoes, and all brand new hardware here from Power Stop. They make some really awesome products, and I cannot wait to try these out on my truck. So unfortunately, I got the wrong brakes that came here for the F-150. Power Stop sent me 5-lug Chevy brakes, so that's just going to end my day here working on the truck. We'll get back at it as soon as I can. You know, it seems when we do these videos, I get dirtier and dirtier as it progresses. So our next thing we're going to do now is we're going to begin installation of the brakes and put them all together. And then we'll be able to put the new U-joint in. And we're going to put this thing back on the road after the brakes are bled. Okay, so we got everything assembled. We need to put the brakes on. But the other thing is that we have to tackle too is changing the actual U-joint on the drive shaft itself. I've sheared probably 3 U-joints on this truck, and they're all Moog, so we're going to try Spicer this time. So let's go ahead and get at it. Alright, so here we go. This is the U-joint that I've been telling you about that's all bad. That's the rear U-joint. See, there's no caps on it because the caps had busted off. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Why am I not painting this drive shaft? Well, the reason being is it's coming right back out once I swap the transmissions over, because it is getting it's going to be a 4-wheel drive truck, so I'm going to have to get the drive shafts remade. Going to probably take it up to a Keystone Spring by my place and get them to make a drive shaft for the front and a drive shaft for the rear differential. That way this thing will be able to work as a 4-wheel drive unit, and it'll be all good to go. All right, so we're going to try to take this apart anyway today and get this out of here and replace it with the new Spicer joint. Let's go ahead and get to it. However, the only thing that annoyed me with this U-joint is there's no hardware with it. They just give you the U-joint in the box. Luckily, I had an old set of hardware here, and I'll be able to just use this stuff here. These 2 clips, the retainers, and then this grease fitting will work just fine as well. But I'm going to have to use these 2 clips, even though they're not in bad shape at all whatsoever. They'll work. But that's, I guess, my only thing with this Spicer U-joint that makes me a little bit upset. Well, not even upset, just frustrated that they don't include the hardware with their kits. So let's talk about one thing before we install this. U-joint is out. Now we're going to go ahead and put the Spicer in there. We're going to see if this works any better than the other one. So I recommend checking out these kinds of snap ring pliers. These are made by Channel Lock. But the cool thing is you can switch these and it'll go the other way without having to take anything apart, switching handles or anything like that. I think they're pretty sweet. Done and done. As you can see, I'm already starting to drive this out. I'm just going to drive it out with a big center punch. Smaller hammer. Alright, so another thing I did was I kind of like tried to clean out the inside of this here a little bit. Maybe we'll polish it up with just like a little bit of Scotch-Brite pad, and I want to make it so it'd be a better fit and a smoother surface, clean surface. Do this the right way instead of just throwing this all together while it's all dirty and everything's in there from the road. Okay, we didn't film the entire process. My dad's out here helping me with this. So what we're doing is we're putting the brakes back together. We got the drums back. We're gonna put the drum back on here. They don't sell the support bracket here anymore. This was new last time I changed them, so can't get that from Ford or aftermarket. So all we're gonna do now is put the drum back on, and this side's ready to go. And we'll go ahead and get the wheels on here momentarily. So let's go ahead and keep going. There you have it. We got it on. The hub's sitting on there. Like I said, this is from Power Stop. They're supposed to have the best brakes ever. However, we're missing a bunch of hardware. We had to source our own. So I hope that these work out well, like everybody says they do, because I'm giving them a shot. Now we're going to move on to the other side. It's about 10. Everybody hates me, but she's running. I got the wheels on there. This truck is looking stout. Okay, we just got the brakes bled this morning here. We're gonna take the truck for a spin here in just a few moments. Don't beat me up too hard on the gas doors just yet. I cannot get this figured out yet. I need to weld some studs or something. I tried a couple different things. I have not figured this out yet, the solution yet, and I will get there. Really, this thing needs a wash, and also, like I said, this thing is sweet now. We just took it for a ride down the road. The 373s really make a difference in this truck. It really has a lot more of a power takeoff on it. It's just overall a lot better than the 355s. I really like them so far.